All right, welcome back to the Don Bulluck Chevrolet Morning Show here on WHIG. We got our Fit for Life segment here starting this month, and we have Alyssa with the YMCA in here to talk to us about what's going on with the Harrison Family YMCA. And I'm going to make the assumption here that a lot of people make, we just made it when you came on here, is y'all are just about fitness and working out and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I have to say that every time.
And you're not. You have a wide-ranging accomplishment of things for people to do, but sometimes you need to remind the public, hey, we do this other stuff too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
She didn't make me run laps before the...
No. And none of us are exercising live on camera today.
That's right.
We can. We can try something.
I've been made to do that.
We need to.
Yeah. Whatever makes for good TV.
Exactly. Exactly.
So Alyssa, you've got a big open house this weekend?
We do this Saturday. So January 5th, we're having our annual open house. Our first open house was last year, and it was a huge hit. So it's from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., and it really consists of opening up the YMCA to the community, saying, hey, you can come try out the Y for free for the day. And so we have an influx of people that come in and they want tours, they want to look at our child care, they want to try out the equipment, just to kind of see, everyone has these New Year's resolutions. It's a big thing, and so they want to come try it out.
One of the things I love about the Harrison Family YMCA is working out can be intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
It's people have personal goals. They walk in there and they're like, okay, what do I do?
Where do I start?
Where do I start? I mean, Zumba looks great on TV and on videos, but once you get into it, it's harder than it looks.
Oh, yeah.
Cycling, spinning classes and all that stuff. I did one spin class. I will never do that again. I died just riding a freaking bike.
But that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Rachel's put me through a couple of them as well. So.
But when you go in and maybe it's been 20 years since you've worked out or something like that, it can be intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
But y'all make that a little less painful.
Yeah, we do. And at the open house, we're going to have some samplers for classes. You mentioned spin and Zumba, and we have family classes too, where kids can come in with their parents and get started with something like that. And we also have a program called Coach Approach. So once somebody joins as a member, like you speak of, they're not really sure where to go, where to start. So we initiated this program, which is free for Y members, and you can sign up for it. And essentially, you get paired with a coach. They show you the equipment. They get you comfortable with the equipment, kind of help you. They figure out what it is that you're looking to do, because everybody has a different journey.
Right.
And then they kind of guide them on where to start and what might work for them. Is it classes? Is it the pool? Is it the equipment? Is it the walking track? Is it post rehab or something? So
well, that kind of goes along with the question that I had when you talk about these open houses and the success of last year's. People have different options when they're looking to join places. What are some of the things that you want people to know, you kind of highlight at these open houses? Like, this is what sets us apart.
Yeah, so we do what we call cause-driven tours. So on every hour, we're going to do a tour with our membership director, and we call it cause-driven because, like you said, a lot of people think we're a gym, but we are not. We are a nonprofit charity, and there is a whole lot involved with the YMCA that a lot of people don't know, and that keep people at the YMCA. Whether they come for help, they're going to stay for a wide variety of reasons. So we give those. We also have child care tours, and then we're going to have a multitude of vendors there doing screenings, free information, prizes, giveaways, things like that, spin wheels. And then we're also going to have the 3 group exercise samplers. So 2 of them are going to be 30 minutes and the other is going to be an hour.
Okay.
One is boot camp, spin class, and then a family class.
Clint, I'm expecting you to be there.
Yeah, no.
Spin can really be for anybody. It's kind of intermediate, and then the family class is for families, obviously.
And I'm not trying to talk down spins. I love bike riding. That's kind of my thing.
It's not for everybody.
But it can, and if you have arthritis in your knee, it's not for you at all.
The pool, we have arthritis classes at the pool. And actually, since you say that, we just started a new group exercise program called Enhanced Fitness.
Oh, wow.
It's all evidence-based, but it's for people with arthritis or other chronic conditions. And you're going to go into a similar group exercise class and do things that will help you improve your issues around that. So,
well, that's the really, really cool part about it. I've been in there and been family membership for a while. And like I say, as I told you before, Rachel lives there basically. But the variety of the programs, and there is literally something for everybody. And another thing that impresses me is, like Clint was alluding to, there is that intimidation factor. You got New Year's, people are starting, but there's so many people around every corner there to help you with every question, every possible thing on your mind. Y'all do a great job of that. So.
Yeah, we try to do that. We're very relationship based, and that's what keeps people motivated and wanting to continue.
I would agree with that.
So two things I want to ask you about real quick. One is the child dump and go. Child care.
That's a good new name.
The dump and go.
But when you think of that, there's two sides. It's the parent who is obviously wants to do some working out or some exercise, but the kids also, they don't want to dread going to that. That's something that, there's nothing worse than a kid complaining, I don't like it, I don't want to go. I don't hear that about the Y. I've heard that about some other places. I don't hear that about the Y. Talk about the child care program that y'all have and how exciting it is for the kids.
Yeah, and so we call it Child Watch and not Child Dump and Go, but that's a great new name. You
got to use that somewhere.
Exactly.
Somewhere in 2019, throw that in there.
But you can drop the kids off so that you can go work out, and it's for up to 2 hours. But our teachers in there are not, it's not just a daycare.
Right. That's true.
The purpose is you drop them off, but while you're getting healthier, they're also learning and growing and thriving and doing things that are engaging to help them grow too, and not just you. So
they're not just sitting there on a block of wood, waiting for mom to come pick them up.
No, and we're looking at getting these new learning stations in there as well. So that's in the process, but it'll be like reading nooks or creative imagination stations and things like this that can keep them.
And I can vouch for that. All three of mine at some point have been through the Child Watch there and stayed there, and they come out of it feeling invigorated and excited, and so it is a great perk that the Y has that a lot don't have. So
yeah, it is.
And so the other thing I want to talk about is January is Chaos Month for all organizations similar to yours that are dealing with a lot of new influx coming in. For the regular members who are just trying to do their thing, who've been there a while, how do you make sure that they're not kind of lost in the shuffle?
Yeah, so we try to do a lot of what we call retention efforts throughout the year. We're going to launch at the beginning of February what we call our first Saturday PB&J days.
Okay.
So what it is peanut butter and jelly is kind of the theme, and so we allow members to bring a friend for free every first Saturday starting February 9th. And then they get like a free peanut butter and jelly T-shirt. People love T-shirts, I will tell you. I've learned that lately. T-shirts are the thing. But they bring a friend because it's a lot more motivating to be able to bring somebody with you. And then that person can learn a little bit more about the Y and they can spend time together. And then we do other things like that throughout the year all the time. We have a member appreciation week in February as well. And different things like that to try to keep them engaged in challenges. We have like a 100-mile swim club that started yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Swim 100 miles. We did a burn the bird turkey challenge in February after Thanksgiving. So we do a lot of things like that kind of get the members energized, wanting to keep going. And it also allows them to branch out and try different things that they didn't think that they did.
Absolutely. And how did I noticed another thing y'all did this past year was the parent night out thing.
Yes, we've started those. Yeah.
Talk about that. That's an interesting twist. That
absolutely.
I'm sure that was successful as well.
Yeah. Well, we have our Friday fun nights, and it's I think it's like every other Friday where we either have a parents' night out or a family night, and they're either free or like $10. And so we provide those, whether it's a movie night or I think the one coming up is like an active arcade parents' night out. So the parents can drop the kids off and they can go either run errands,
dump and go.
have a night out, and then the kids are going to do something fun.
Active,
and it's a different theme every time. So. Yeah.
Well, the structure.
Those are new.
And kids need structure, and that's another thing that that is very impressive about your operation there at the Harrison Family Y is every time you go there, you can tell people aren't just there just to be like there's structure to everything there, and kids need that, particularly in fitness and to get off that video game mentality all the time. So you guys do a great job.
We try to instill that component in there a little bit more and try to combine it because we know that that's the new age. There's going to be technology. So how do you combine that with fitness and active living to make that work?
So for somebody who maybe is looking at making that change and maybe becoming a member of the Y, again, one of the intimidation factors is, okay, I got to pay my monthly dues, but I don't know that I have time. I'm sure time is the biggest excuse, and it is an excuse.
It is.
How do y'all overcome that excuse?
Well, the time thing is we really just try to talk to the member about what might work for them, and it's all about the person themselves you know, you have to get motivated to at least get started. And then once you get started, we have multiple things to keep you going. But, you know, I have found, I used to not exercise either, but once I got started, because I worked at the Y, so I'm in it all the time. So you get started, and then it's like, it just becomes routine, just like going to work.
But you got to work at it to start it with, because at first you're not doing these things, so you got to be motivated a little bit to do it. But there's so many options here. I mean, and this is kind of where I go with it. If you don't want to do, you know, lift weights, you don't have to lift weights. So you can run the track. You have the elevated track, which is, if you just want to walk in the rain, you have a great walking track and a running track. You have the swimming pool. I mean, two pools. You have and you have the deep dive. If anybody wants to go do a high dive, they got a high dive. I mean, there's so many fun things to do at the Y. And I think sometimes, again, as we open up, people just kind of zoom in on the, you know, let's go work out and lift weights. And there's so many options for somebody out there. And again, you've got the coach who's going to show you how to do it. So for anybody who's looking to become a member, are there any opportunities, any packages you have going on right now?
So at the open house, if you attend the open house and if you join during those hours, we'll give you a $0 joining fee.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So we are offering that. And throughout the year, we always offer financial assistance. So that we are a nonprofit, we're a charity. So we know that people have certain circumstances and their situations, and so we are open to all. We want everyone to become a part of the Y and get the programs and services that they need. So we do offer financial assistance all the time. All you have to do is fill out an application, and we have some qualifications. But it's quick and it's confidential and
well, and
it's important.
The success of being able to do some of those things, I've noticed you're very active in the community. Can you talk maybe just a minute about the things that you do to outreach into the community? I know that some of the, I believe that run that was out here, was to help fund some of these programs. Talk about the importance of being involved in the community and what they've done to support you.
Absolutely. So that is our biggest thing. We are in itself a community, and we want to extend into the community and be a part of that. So we do, like I said, with the financial assistance, we have a lot of outreach where we offer free programming such as diabetes classes throughout the year, or subsidized programs and things like that. So every year we get together a big group of volunteers, and we do what we call our annual campaign. And so every year we do that, and we raise funds so that we can continue to do the outreach and provide the financial assistance. And so actually right now we're in the recruitment phase looking for volunteers. So if you are passionate about the Y, passionate about the community, contact me, and we can get you set up to be a volunteer, and it's all done in your own time. And then in March we kick off the campaign and we raise the money, and we try to end it in May.
So in other words, if there's somebody out there that's thinking, you know, from the financial side of this, well, I'd love to get involved, but I don't quite have the budget for it, you know, reach out to Alyssa. There are ways and opportunities that you can still be involved. So.
And so that's why we're doing our staff campaign right now. But we're doing, everyone gets like this little I give sticker when they give. So our staff, our volunteers, everybody is a huge just Y fan. I mean, we are all...
I would agree with that.
We are all ready and prepared to just bring people in and teach them and help them grow. And it's really, once you step into the Y, we talk about it all the time, but you will really feel it. I mean, the atmosphere is welcoming, and it's just a totally
very open and
different place.
It's one of those things where you don't feel pressured. When you walk in, you feel like it's relaxing and inviting, and you may have goals and things you're going to do. One of the things final things I want to ask you about is, on the nutrition side of things. Exercise is a big part of it, and the community is a big part of it. But you also got to eat right and live right. Talking about diabetes, this community has a little bit of an issue with sugar and obesity.
Diabetes is a huge thing.
It's a huge issue in our region. And so how do y'all help with people who are trying to take control of their health?
So we don't really have a nutritionist or anything, but we do have, with our diabetes program, and we're getting ready to launch a blood pressure self-monitoring program, and incorporated into things like that is people that are experienced in nutrition that will come in and speak to people and help guide them along that way. And then our coaches, our instructors, they can refer people out. We have great partnerships. You talked about outreach. We have great partnerships with OIC and the health department and Down East Partnership for Children. Lots of partners that we all kind of refer each other to when we need to.
Another thing I wanted to make sure you touch on is your sports. I know you've got a lot of sports programs. I know you're starting a new thing with, what is it, the Tots? Talk about
They're going to be at open house.
Tots play and rookie sports.
Talk a little bit about the sports programs that you offer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And at open house, we're going to be doing a sampler of our toddler program and our rookie sports program. So Tots Play was introduced last year, or maybe a year and a half ago, and it's for kids ages 2 to 4. And so there's different sessions throughout the year, but it's the cutest program ever. And so you sign up, and our youth development director will kind of do different little activities with the toddler to help introduce them to the sport. And it's very instructional and developmental so that they can learn. Do they like this? Do they like something else?
At that age, it's all about being cute in front of mom and dad. Right? You know, and taking the pictures and learning the basics. It's not about winning and losing it too. At least it shouldn't be. Maybe it is.
Well, you're just getting used to being in groups and playing, maybe a little bit of the rule basis and that kind of stuff.
Exactly. They kind of just learn the beginning phases of it, and they may say, "Ooh, Mom, I loved playing golf," or "I loved playing I love throwing the ball," you know, whatever. And it really just keeps them engaged.
I mean, you don't penalize them for the double dribble? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
But so then transitioning after the 4-year-old, we have rookie sports. So that's really for the next age level, and it's from 5 to 8. And it kind of goes a little bit deeper into team play, team sports.
Well, I grew up playing soccer and basketball. I mean, that was just a thing in Rocky Mount growing up. And this is back when it was downtown, but you went down to the field across from the Coca-Cola bottle, and you played soccer, and then you played basketball in the huge gym. And you can do all those things here at the Y. It's just at the new location, which has now been there, 20 years?
2005 is when we opened.
2005, so wow.
Yeah,
so
but
going
the
on 15
Y
years,
has been around since 1911.
So next year, 2020, which is next year, will be 15 years.
A 15-year
celebration.
It is. It's crazy.
Are there any other programs in here that we didn't touch on?
I mean, we have.
Make sure you get them all.
So we have we also have like youth basketball. We have adult basketball leagues. We have youth basketball league and an adult basketball league, which are more competitive, and you get groups together and things like that. We have Girls on the Run for girls 3rd through 5th grade. You learn how to run, and then you also learn developmental things about yourself, self-confidence, because teenage girls struggle with that. So we have so much. We have also, I would bring up, I talked about the PB&J days for members, but we have a program called Member Get a Member. So if anyone is a member out there, if you refer a new member, you guys will both save. So we have different little incentives, free T-shirts, $20 off the first full month, things like that. So definitely check into that. And I just encourage everyone to not be afraid to get started. It's just that first thing.
And
well, y'all got so much, and in 20 minutes we just can't cover it all. If somebody
this is our booklet, and it's literally like.
If somebody wants more information and they don't want to feel pressured into joining, they just have questions to ask and want to know what is this and what is that and how does this work, how can they get more information? Yeah,
so our website is great. It launched like 5 years ago, and it's very organized. So if you go to harrisonfamilyy.org, you can find almost any of the information that you need. And then you can also give us a call at 972-9622. And we have our front desk people there. They'll answer and they'll give you all the information that you need.
And I guess if they had a specific question for you, they could send you your voicemail or whatever.
Absolutely.
So, okay.
Well,
and again, I do want to compliment the staff at the Y. They are some of the best people. When you walk in, they greet you with a smile. They may be having a crappy day of their own, but they're not going to show it. And they have to put up with folks who sweat all over machines and clean them for us so that they're ready for us the next time. They do a lot of the dirty work. And so just appreciate what they do for us.
Absolutely.
They do a great job.
So everyone take it. I think the big thing here is, remember all these programs, but make sure, come out Saturday. From 10 to 2.
That could be the first step.
Absolutely. If you're sitting there knowing that you need to make some resolutions or goals in the fitness department or whatever that the Y can help you with, come on out Saturday morning from 10 to 2, see what it's all about, overcome some of those initial fears. You can meet
Yeah, for
Alyssa,
sure.
the rest of the staff, and get any questions answered that you may have. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Alyssa, we appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Again, if there's any more questions, you can go to harrisonfamilyy.org for the website. And we appreciate you, and we'll have more information about Fit for Life throughout the month of January here in WHIG. But for right now, we'll be right back in a few minutes with Fred Holdsworth's next update.